Hello, everybody. My name is Dennis. I work for DevExpress and I am PM of XAF and other products at DevExpress. And I want to start this my presentation with great news because we have made hot fixes available for NuGet. It was it was a popular request, and I want to thank everybody in the community who helps us improve our products. And I wanted to briefly describe how it works if you haven't seen my blog post yet. First, I want to clarify the value of having NuGet hotfixes. In the first place, it will help companies who set up CI/CD pipelines for their build infrastructure, and it will help them to upgrade in minutes instead of hours. For example, if you have a if you are using Azure DevOps and you have a directory.build.props file, it's a matter of changing just one version here, and you are done. Because the build will start using this version automatically, and it will be accessed from our servers. If you are using Visual Studio, for example, here you can see NuGet package manager, and here you can see that I searched for an XAF package. And it's important, here you can see that the list of available release versions. To access hotfixes, it's important to press this small checkbox, include release. It's very important, and many people miss it. And once you check this, you'll see the list of versions with the suffix pre and number of specific hotfix version. So you can select this hotfix version and upgrade your required projects. That's how it works in Visual Studio. And besides CI/CD pipelines, this will also help to customers who are using DevExpress products that don't require any design time. For example, Office File API or XAF security API. So this will not require you to download our installer and waiting for its installation to complete. What else to say? In the support center, there are not many changes. It will be the same as for as before. You will have buttons where you can request a hotfix once a certain issue is fixed, and then once the hotfix is available, you can click some links and to either download our installer or go to NuGet. Well, I think that's it for NuGet packages. Do you have any questions so far?
I have one, Dennis. Is like, are the hotfixes going to be marked as pre all the time, or they're going to say like hotfix or something in the suffix?
No. For now, they are marked with pre. And what's the problem I'm talking about?
Well, the only thing is that you will not know if it's an intermediate version or, but anyway, an intermediate version will be a hotfix anyway, just because of the wording. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, I think you are asking about beta and early access previews. They are marketed a bit differently, like beta, and for early access preview, we'll make it alpha to distinguish from hotfixes.
Perfect.
And so, any other questions? Okay, then I wanted to talk about Visual Studio 2022. Because as you know, our previous version 21.2.3, it didn't support the latest IDE version. And recently, actually a couple of weeks ago, we released the version 21.2.4 that supports Visual Studio 2022 for XAF solution wizard, and also XAF model editor, and also XPO data model designer. So you can now use the latest tooling and share your feedback. Here, I wanted to view that for framework applications, we haven't yet supported the application and module designer, and there is a known public issue. We'll hope to support it in the coming months or so. For example, if you have a .NET Framework web forms application or WinForms application, if you double click on win application.cs file, you will have an error. The good news is that this is actually a plain code file, and you can edit it anyway. And this editing this file is not complicated because it just creates modules and sets some properties. That's it. And as you probably know from our roadmaps, we don't have designers for .NET Core applications already, and we will not have them. And our decision is based on the fact that most of our users are already using a solution wizard that creates all the required code with modules. And the second reason is that, again, it's pretty straightforward to just write a few code lines to add a new module or set a few options. Any questions on this?
No. Yep.
And
the only thing then is in the Visual Studio 2022, there is a great line that actually Martin on the Gitter channel was mentioning about dependency injection for WinForms and Blazor. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to show it. Thank you, Jose. If you again read our roadmaps, you remember that I mentioned that we are planning to expand this GI configuration to WinForms as well. For example, here you can see a typical startup.cs file for a Blazor application, and here you can see how we.
Sorry, Dennis, can you increase the text size just a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Here you can see how we configure security system, for example. So this configuration is pretty similar to what you see inside the designer.cs file, but it's a bit more natural for Blazor applications and also for future WinForms and other UI platforms. And the same configuration will be available for not only for security, but also for modules. For example, in 21.2, we supported dashboards module and office module, and they add a similar line like add XAF dashboard and XAF office, and also it will be easier with this GI configuration. It will be easier for developers to register their own service and configure default XAF services. And we expect to ship this new configuration in May 2022, and again, it will affect only .NET Core applications. We will not touch .NET Framework applications, not to cause any breaking changes. So that's it about this topic, I think. Maybe you have additional questions or suggestions. I'll be happy to listen.
I just will say that this is amazing. Again, if you see everything where it's going, like ASP.NET Core, Blazor, MAUI, all of them are using this type of DI injection. So this is very Azure Functions. They also have the same startup, but where you configure all your service. So being able to have that in XAF WinForms, that will be amazing.
Yeah. And if you guys are following .NET MAUI development, you might notice that it has a similar configuration, and it goes to any modern platform nowadays. Okay, I think that's it for now.